Hi, everybody. Good to be with you on this Wednesday, November 12th. I'm Jackson Mitchell. Here's what you need to know. Newly released emails from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein raise questions about Donald Trump's knowledge of sex trafficking victims. The House Oversight Committee on Wednesday published 3 emails from Epstein's estate, part of a larger production of more than 23,000 documents that appear to involve Trump in connection with Epstein's abuse network. And one email dated April 2nd, 2011, Epstein wrote to his longtime associate Ghislaine Maxwell, quote, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. A victim's name who is redacted spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there," unquote. The victim's name was redacted. In another email from January 2019 to author Michael Wolff, Epstein stated, quote, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop," unquote. A third message, dated December 2015, shows Wolff giving PR advice to Epstein about how Trump might respond to media questions regarding their relationship. Epstein and Wolff discussed, quote, "crafting an answer," unquote, for Trump. The White House responding, calling the email release a political attack. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt stated that the Democrats, quote, "selectively leaked emails to create a fake narrative to smear President Trump," unquote. She reiterated that Trump reputedly kicked Epstein out of his Florida club for being a predator and pointed to one of the victim's own statements that she saw no wrongdoing on Trump's part. The administration continues to deny Trump had any knowledge of Epstein's crime or any involvement with victims beyond what he has previously acknowledged. This matters because the released correspondence has jumped back into the spotlight for several reasons. It contradicts Trump's past claims that he had no knowledge of Epstein's trafficking and that their association ended long ago. The January 2019 email specifically, where Epstein claims Trump, quote, "knew about the girls," represents a potent new allegation. It raises concerns about what other documents remain sealed or undisclosed by the Department of Justice or the White House. Democrats on the Oversight Committee called this document production, quote, "the tip of the iceberg." It could become a political flashpoint as Trump's presidency moves forward. Any links to Epstein or her victims could drag on his campaign or legal standing. The bottom line here, the newly released emails do not allege that President Trump is criminally charged or that he sent these messages himself. However, they do suggest that Jeffrey Epstein believed Trump had contact with one or more victims and was aware of Epstein's activities. The White House maintains the president did nothing wrong, characterizing the emails as part of a hoax. The oversight effort continues, and many expect further document revelations in the coming weeks. Now, to note here, the investigators, the investigative analysts, they have said that these emails would not have been released by the House Oversight Committee if they were going to take legal action here, if they were going to indict President Trump for maybe his actions here. They wouldn't release the evidence, then indict, rather indict, then release the evidence that they have against the president. Also tonight, Arizona Democrat Edeliger Grijalva was sworn in this evening by Speaker Mike Johnson, officially filling the seat left vacant after the death of her father, longtime Congressman Raul Grijalva. Her swearing-in comes after weeks of delay, which Democrats called politically motivated. Republicans say the postponement was due to the House recess and scheduling conflicts during spending negotiations. Grijalva won a special election in September to represent Arizona's 7th congressional district, promising to continue her father's legacy on education, housing, and environmental issues. She also voiced her support for greater government transparency and ethics reform. Grijalva has been a long-time story, really, since the entire government shutdown, noting that she has her office, but she has to be sworn in. She can't walk along Congress by herself without having someone with her. Now, once sworn in, Grijalva will narrow the Republican majority in the House and join the growing ranks of young progressive lawmakers from the Southeast. In a statement earlier this week, she said, quote, "I'm ready to bring Southern Arizonans' voice back to Washington. Our communities have been waited long enough," unquote. And finally, here, the Northern Lights put on a rare show over Arkansas skies last night. A strong geomagnetic storm that made the Ouroboros visible as far as Arkansas to Missouri and Oklahoma. Sky gazers reported bright shades of purple, green, and red filling the sky, a sight rarely seen this far south. Scientists say the solar activity that caused the display is now subsiding, but more events like this could happen later this winter as solar cycles peak. Alrighty, that will do it for myself on this Wednesday, November 12th, 2025 edition of Your Daily Brief. Have a good rest of your day, guys.